Welcome back to the Hard Knocks Sorority podcast, Chummers. This is a 4th edition shadowrun actual play GM'd by myself, Paul, and played by Veronika as Cecile, aka College Girl, Kat as Diendre, Val as Ollie, aka Boxer, and Beth as Grace, aka Nightingale. Dexxx is joining the team as Grimm the Rigger. This is episode 16 of season 2. The team is staked out near the target, a rustic farmhouse in the Snohomish countryside. The night air is cool and still, and the stars are shining brightly. And the team is spooked. Cecile doesn't appreciate nature. Grace doesn't appreciate dual-natured nature. Boxer is happy not to be in desert wars. Grimm is slightly baffled, and Diendre thinks she's seen this one before. We also learn the fate of Donte DeVries, the team's first Mr. Johnson. This is a pretty short episode. Beth wasn't feeling well, so she and Boxer signed off early, and the rest of the team devolved into some interesting questions about nanites, drones, and other gear. I might release that next as a sort of silly bonus episode where you can listen in on the silly humor. Anyway, moving on. Paydata Season 2 is nearing release, so before we get into the episode, here is their promo. Enjoy.
The wait is almost over. Dragon's Greed Gaming's hit series Shadowrun Paydata returns with Season 2 this fall, picking up right where Season 1 left off. A series of murders has claimed nearly everyone connected to the runners. Ford's daughter is missing. Mantis keeps losing time. Megacorporations can be a powerful ally, but they can also be a deadly enemy. Where do you go when nowhere is safe? Who can you turn to when there's a price on your head? The shadows of Seattle have never been so hot. When there's no place to hide, all you can do is run. Shadowrun Paydata is an original story written by Adam B. Season 2 features the 6th edition of Shadowrun and a canonical plot with ties to upcoming source books. Check in and run hot, because Paydata is back.
So we were just discussing how there are 2 publicly broadcasting drones above us, and that Cecile is within mutual signal range of both the property's home network and also the drones. The drones probably don't have a very high signal rating though, so she might not be. But if she hacked a home node, she probably would be, is my guess.
She might get access to them.
Since I would assume they're within like 400 meters.
Yeah, both of them seem to be flying some kind of Overwatch pattern of state.
And Grimm is nodding, not understanding.
That, then, is something Cecile can do. From the comfort of the van, which has warm heating.
Warm heating. Who needs that when you can just die in the Sahara?
Cecile isn't dressed for either of these locales, so...
Having fur sucks in the Sahara. I hated it so much. How are we playing Grace, by the way? She just holding back?
Yeah, at the moment, I think you guys are all in the van. Boxer and Diendre, if you are so inclined, you can obviously take your own actions. I guess we'll just say that Grace is still in the van with Grimm and Cecile at the moment.
I mean, I feel like packing is pretty safe just because like it takes a couple of seconds if I'm doing it the fast way.
Yep.
I would prefer to do it the slow way, but time tables,
I mean, if you
right?
succeed, I guess if you don't, whether you succeed or not, somebody's going to know that they've lost control of a drone or that a drone was attempted to be hacked.
Well, if she succeeds without setting off an alarm, they wouldn't unless she does something. And just having feeds from the drones themselves is useful. Like just getting a readout of like what's in the house, is anyone here, that kind of stuff.
Right. If she keeps the current pattern of flight, unless she really badly fails.
Don't remind me.
Alright, Diendre, I know you have an info plan, so where are you going to be entering?
I'm going for an admin account. I think admin would be better. So that's 3 hits, 2 hits. By the way, Paul, do you remember the optional rules that we're using for the system to detect Cecile?
No.
Okay, I'll have to pull that up for you and put it in the rules. Because I remember pitching it to you and you were like, yes, I prefer this, and then you never remembered.
Have you recently seen that Reddit post about the guy complaining that he has a player at his D&D table who doesn't like rolling dice?
I have not.
Basically, they just want to role play. They don't.
I mean, there are systems for that.
That is
the
a
end of
vibe.
the spectrum that I fall on.
Why are we rolling? Can't we just say that Cecile does it?
That's why my favorite system is powered by the apocalypse, because the DM doesn't have to roll at all.
But I would like to point out that amazing moment where Cecile gets completely humiliated happened because of the dice.
That was a pretty amazing moment.
It was so bad. Ooh.
It's a good thing nobody else could see that. Poor thing.
The spider basically said, excuse me, miss. Let me escort you to the front door. Please don't come back.
Yeah.
He didn't say ma'am, he didn't say lady, he said miss.
It's like when someone catches you shoplifting.
Badly.
Yeah, like, what did you think was gonna happen?
So my infiltration plan is a little weird. I think we should approach from the north from the forest and then scale the barn and then cross from the barn. I guess whoever's following me into the house would then cross from the barn into the main house, and then...
Why go to the barn first?
Because if they hear you climbing up the wall, they're going to hear you.
Okay, what are the chances they will hear you climbing up a wall but won't hear you shoot a grapple hook at the house?
It would be pretty.
It looks like there's a row of hedges.
In any event, if I end up going in there, I
I'm
won't
just
exactly be
confused
quiet.
what the benefit of going over the road is when instead of walking up to the barn, you could just walk up to the house since they're within like a couple dozen meters of each other.
Most likely they'll have ground-facing cameras on the house surrounding it, but the barn will probably only have them on entrances. So if we scale a wall that doesn't have an entrance or an exit, it might be able to, unless we can confirm camera locations.
If Cecile can get access to the cameras, you could just walk up anyway.
Yep. In that case, we can climb the house because then we have access to the cameras.
Well, either way, this is one of those missions where I should stay back a little bit.
Like
I'm not
I don't want to
expect-
backseat criticize your Sam Fisher plan.
Who's Sam Fisher?
We should probably put Boxer on the roof of the barn or take over sitting there and just
Jesus.
on the
Depends
ground.
on the angle. I was thinking of establishing a position in the woods. Hell, I was actually considering climbing a tree. But in any
Hidden,
event,
by the way, Paul,
Excuse me?
the rolls.
Those aren't whisper rolls?
Nope, you rolled a whole lot of 6s.
After a couple of seconds, you actually manage to gain access to them. It seems relatively... It's a fairly high-end network,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also oddly lacking in defensive capability for some reason.
Interesting. Wait, like there's no security ice?
It does not appear to be running any kind of ice. You've managed to sort of find a back door, and you're currently in the process of setting up a administrative account on it.
No ice. I disconnect immediately.
All right, what are the rest of you guys doing while Cecile is in AR trying to hack the?
I imagine we've been like talking about strategy while she's been just like laying there hacking.
For about 9 seconds.
Yep.
Actually, it's only been 3 seconds. If she went slumped and went VR, it's actually been. If she's in AR, it might be a couple minutes.
Did she go AR? Did she go VR?
I'd say she's just in AR. That gives us more time to plan with it being like cogent to the narrative.
Alright, so I just need to know the angle you're going in on so I can provide maximum coverage.
We don't
Whether or
know
not I end up put on the bomb.
the inside layout, so I was going to enter through whatever the smallest upper window is on the north wall, or the north side of the building. Pretty simple. I'm betting the windows have physical locks rather than electric ones, and then I can get in through.
Probably.
Upper windows are less likely to have security tags on them, but I think this guy will have them on all entrances and all exits. So basically, unless we can get access to the system, we're not going to be able to get in completely silent. We just hope we get lucky.
As for me, I have a position. The western tree line should give me coverage of the barn and the house. I want to be able to cover you when you're inside.
I assume so.
So I assume you have equipment to deal with anyone you might find in there.
I was planning on using these, and she kind of brushes her hands out to the sides, and big jumps of like arcs of electricity pop out of the holes on the side of her hand.
Excellent.
Fragging hell! Where'd you get those?
Remember when we went to meet, what's his name? Kirk? Zeke. Remember when we went to meet Zeke?
Yeah?
Then,
Well, in any event, if you come into trouble you can't handle on your own, get outside, get them outside,
Are
and
you
they'll
sure
be
you're
sure
going
to
to
put
be
a
able
bullet
to
through
do
their head.
Overwatch, Boxer? Are you sure you're going to be able to do it? Because it looks to me like that barn only watches a couple windows of the house.
Oh no, I want to be on the barn. I'm going to be in the tree line.
Tree
I want to
line?
be able to
Okay.
see the barn too. If I was security, I would probably I'd have something in the barn, honestly.
That makes sense to me.
What is Dexxx doing? You're the guy with the drones.
Yeah, I was gonna chime in. If I don't have low light visibility on these drones, is there still enough light being emitted from the house to be able to provide any oversight of the situation?
Yeah, you can definitely still provide
I
oversight.
think you might have mentioned floodlights last time.
Yes, there are definitely some floodlights illuminating the forward entrance of the house and some of the what looks like sort of the residential windows shining out. Question to the team. Now that Liz is here, I do have a short intro if you guys want to hear it. I know you guys are all fired up to sneak up to this place and kill dogs and stuff like that.
Yes.
All right, we'll do a quick intro. We are peering into dimly lit. The lighting is odd. It's as if we are standing in a forest clearing. The light is filtered by the foliage into a warm green and golden glow. But we're definitely in a building, a room without windows. A bare room of plascrete floor and ceiling and wall. At the center of this room is a bed one expects to see in a hospital. On the bed is a woman, an orc. The bedding is white, the way we imagine snow to be, even though the only snow that we ever see in Seattle is gray and uninspiring. You see Kaylee sitting up in a bed. It seems to be a hospital or a medical bed. Next to her is Prokop, sitting in a chair. He's holding her hand with both of his hands. The look on his face is one of concern and admiration. She says, "I'm sorry. I didn't know it was going to come to this, Prokop." He responds, "Kaylee, I am sorry. I am so sorry. I wish this would have been easy. I wish you could have just stayed in the shadows and followed your vocation." Kaylee looks at him. "You've always been a good friend to me. You have nothing to apologize for." Female sighs. "We're friends. I didn't know that they were connected to you when I started this. This is going to be very difficult moving forward. Your life is not going to be the same. I hope you're ready for this. I know you've made choices, but let's be real. There is a lot of danger involved. Haley smiles at Prokop. My friend, I wouldn't be here without you. You've never led me astray. I need to do this. This charade I've been living needs to end. For all of us. Prokop's head falls. You're right, of course, Haley, as you always are. I know. In spite of myself, in spite of my desire to protect you all, you must make your own way. It still pains me to see you put yourself in danger. The orc in the bed snorts derisively. Prokop, you have never had the control or say over the shadows that you have wanted. We do as we see right. In spite of the fact that Prokop's head is lowered to his chest, we see that he is smiling. As always, I defer to your judgment, Gaily, but I still grieve for you all. I wish that the sins of our fathers would be forgiven through the actions of the sons. But of course, this is the old way of doing things. Now is the time for you, the new generation, the better generation. It is time for me and my kind to return to the shadows, the darkness which I hope you never have to. Our camera pans out and back towards a nondescript drainage ditch near the border of the Redmond Barrens. A knight-errant team is placing markers and ground. The body lies face down in the ditch. It's the body of a friend. Alright, back to assault.
Who's Donte DeVries again?
Donte is the first Mr. Johnson that you guys work for.
Oh, the whole creep one.
The creep.
That's what I thought.
The incel.
I imagine that these cops going fucking haywire probably killed him.
Yeah, they did. You were there for it.
It was Kimmy and her little band of Neo Shadow Riders.
Little band of freaks.
I was there for it?
Yeah, it was one of the intros. You don't do the intros unless everyone's here.
I don't remember it.
It was in the warehouse.
Okay, I'm going to. I assume we're starting.
Yes, go for it.
I'm going to connect back to the Homes network and see if I can connect to one of the cameras. Get a feed going.
In AR, I should specify.
Grimm, you were going to do something with your drones, right?
Yeah. So the current situation, did you communicate that that there's 2 drones providing overwatch?
You would be able to see them too.
Sure. Is there any kind of pattern before you go in? Well, I guess you're in a meeting. Is there any kind of pattern to them, or I guess
There is definitely a pattern to their flight.
I guess my first question would be if you could tap in and see how well they're able to see the area.
On it?
Alright. So I don't want to send a drone up there if it's going to just get spotted immediately. And
Okay, Paul, what do I see?
Alright, so the drones are both equipped with low light and thermographic sensors. And they are patrolling basically in a circular pattern the outer edges of the estate. The closest that they get to the van and where you guys are located is about 300 meters. So are you just looking through the drone's eyes?
Mm-hmm.
You, basically having access to the thermographic feeds, you detect that there are at least 2, probably 4-legged creatures patrolling the grounds, not straying very far from the main buildings, the barn and the house, no more than 100 meters from either of the random paths, just sort of walking, loping around, sniffing at stuff.
I send a picture of that to the team.
Are they immediately recognizable as hellhounds? Or
Well, it's thermo.
oh yeah. Well, wouldn't they be like super hot? Because hellhound. Is that not how hellhounds work?
They're not that way. No, they're not like...
As badass as it would be if they were dogs that were on fire constantly.
yeah.
So hellhounds are like, they resemble wolves. So if you see something that looks like a wolf, it's probably a hellhound and not a domesticated wolf.
Unless it's really, really big.
Are hellhounds small? Like, are they like dog size?
100 kilograms, 200 pounds. So pretty large.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I mean, I think your average jaguar or mountain lion's about 200 pounds.
I think our best
What is the average weight of an adult child jaguar?
adult child jaguar? Either way, I think our best bet is to probably avoid the guard dogs, assuming they aren't paracritters. But
Yeah, and
to
if I
avoid
go
them.
after these drones...
You
it's
know,
gonna
I could
break
check
more.
if they're paracritters astrally, right?
You could.
Where are they exactly?
They are patrolling around the these buildings.
I think she's just gonna like hop out of her body and go fly over the estate to go find those things and get a good look at them.
They are definitely, you zip out and through astral space, you are within sight of the building within less than a second. To some extent, you feel, if it wasn't for the circumstances, you'd quite be enjoying yourself out here in nature. It's similar to an area that Hines is in, open, free of pollution, brimming with life compared to the city, or at least natural life compared to the city. However, as you approach the buildings and are reminding yourself of the circumstances of why you're here, you very quickly actually make an edge roll.
Is that depiction accurate as far as their surveillance?
Which depiction?
Are you not able to see my drawing?
What you drew on the board?
Yeah.
It's pretty close. I mean, they're
Maybe a little bit wider.
yeah. Grace, you are getting in close to the buildings when you see the first of these animals coming around. When you see one of these animals sort of coming around in this kind of direction around the building, sort of at a steady trot, and it sees you at the same time you see it. It is dual natured.
Oh no! How could we have known?
It immediately stops when it sees you. What do you do?
Do I know anything about these?
Roll your parazoology knowledge.
I don't think I have parazoology.
You could ask Cecile.
You can always default to logic. Defaulting is a perfectly valid strategy.
Logic?
Mm-hmm.
Can I try to, like... Okay, I guess I'll just default. Damn it. Oh, wait, that was willpower. Wrong one. Nope.
Yeah.
0 hits.
You're certain that these creatures are native to the sixth world. You're quite certain they're not spirits. And you can obviously tell that this thing is seeing you, so it must be dual natured.
Well, I'd be able to distinguish something that's on the astral and on the physical at the same time from something that's only on one or the other.
It is dual natured.
Okay. Whenever it notices me, I pretend to be completely unbothered by it because I'm just a simple spirit. I don't care that it's there because I'm not here for any particular reason. And like all other spirits, I'm just kind of floating around doing my thing. Don't mind me.
As it was loping in that direction, sort of covering some open ground, and saw you, it immediately stopped, and you can see in the astral its sort of hackles rising, and it is watching you very intently and probably in the physical growling loudly. All right. What is anybody else doing?
Can I look in the home's node and see if there's a roster of anyone who's inside the house?
The house has several cameras slaved to the device that you are attached to, and you see the interior of what appears to be a sort of very old-fashioned, probably, at least 100-year-old farmhouse. Probably unlike anything that Cecile's ever seen. Very much a time capsule with wooden floors and natural rugs and windows and plaster on the walls rather than some kind of plascrete or similar substance. But you do not, with the cameras that you are attached to, you do not see another person in the house. However, you do see that there are several lights on in the house. The house is basically the main building, the center of the house. There's a front door, there's a hallway that leads to several other rooms, a kitchen, a living room, a formal room, several bedrooms. The lights that are on seem to be on in the main hallway, the kitchen, and what appears to probably be a master bedroom. However, you don't actually see any other people in the house, or animals, or drones.
Good.
Oh,
Good. Okay, so I relay this to my party. Obviously, there's probably people inside. It's not clear if there are guards. Probably just whoever lives.
Kind of assuming that, but thank you for the confirmation.
I can get the drone spooled up and set up for oversight, but I don't feel comfortable engaging at all. I mean, I can give you all oversight, but
We're going to do our very best not to engage.
You won't have to engage. If something comes up, you'll know. I'll tell you. Well, you'll probably know by the flash, but If she comes running out and something's behind her, shoot that. Otherwise, we don't want to get any heat on her that we don't have to.
Absolutely.
Really, I want you to keep an eye on those drones. I don't like them.
Well, I can try getting into them if you want.
If you're operating your drones without thermal or low light, you're going to be operating basically at a -2. So you're not going to, I'm not calling it full darkness since you're not in the city. You've got the stars and the moon providing a fairly brightly lit night. So your malice is going to be -2. So it's not like you're completely incapacitated right now. Just wanted to throw that out there.
I gotta look at something with Speak Up quickly, which is one of my spy toys, but then I have a few questions for Cecile on what's inside.
Okay, ask away.
Are you able to really get control of cameras? Like, will you be able to delete us off records or keep us off of control?
I have an administrative account, which means that I could even loot them if you wanted.
That would be preferred. Do you have a layout already, or is it just in?
I can tell you where the lights are.
Sounds good.
You've sort of got a layout now. This is the first floor.
I would like to see second. Perfect. I love that perfect second floor.
Are
I'd
you
like to go
sure?
to first
There are
floor.
very big spider webs.
Oh dear God, that is enormous.
I warned you. I told you we should have just walked up.
What?
I'm assuming that because of what we're looking for, there has to be kind of. I feel like Diendre would know what section of the house whatever they're looking for is most likely to be in. But there isn't like a clear study on the map. So what should I roll for like her insight? Whether
You can roll your security company knowledge with a -4, due to this place being operated by not an official security company.
Could I use any of my skills to help have security
Ye-
knowledge?
Yep, if you have security knowledge, you can roll a teamwork, and any bonuses will assist Diendre's roll.
Security knowledge. Can I get in on this?
Sure.
Are you giving me the -4 as well?
Everybody has the -4.
Oof. Okay.
woof.
Yeah,
This
I was
isn't-
almost one die.
This isn't going to be obvious just from looking.
Should I roll an extra die or should I roll 3 instead of -4?
I'll leave that up to you. Good choice. Considering you have nothing to lose.
A 0.
Again? All right. Yeah, I mean, the problem really is for all of you, as you guys are sort of sitting in the back of the van perusing the images that Cecile's been able to feed to you of the interior, is that the view of the cameras is quite limited. And in fact, any of you who have security company knowledge can roll that without a mouse at this point as a type of perception test.
Can I perception instead because I'm better at that? Or should I roll?
Perception to see what again?
This is just basically an interpretation. I'm using it as a way of interpreting what you're seeing. You guys, I picture this as all of you sort of huddled in the back of Grimm's van, sort of looking at a screen or several screens, seeing what Cecile has basically managed to siphon off of the house's network. And you guys are all sitting there looking at these screens, sort of your faces are bathed in the light of this, sort of bullshitting amongst each other and brainstorming, and you both, all three of you sort of at the same moment look up and say, hang on a second, these cameras are not set up for optimal viewing of this house. Something's off, Cecile. Are you giving us the full feed?
As much as I have, although it's a little weird and spooky. There's like no defenses here at all.
There's no panic room in the basement.
Could what we're seeing?
No, I mean on the Matrix side. I connected and there was no ice or anything.
Could what we're seeing, the cameras, this whole network be some sort of cover for another network? Is that possible? I'm not.
That's entirely possible. I got so spooked I disconnected until I reconnected just now to get this information. We could be seeing falsified information.
Well, something's off here and I don't like it.
A Matrix shadow.
Yeah, I don't like it
I feel
either.
like I've seen this in a movie. Are we getting set up?
Wait.
Roll movie knowledge.
Does the camera in the kitchen let you see the sink?
You can zoom in here a little bit and take a look. What you
Are
see
there
on the sink.
like clean dishes around the sink or dirty ones anywhere?
There is a single plate and cup on the table. There is a bowl of fruit. There is an unplugged blender right here. There is a cutting board with a knife and some slices of bread and cheese.
Just out?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't like this.
Okay.
So
I'm going to connect, turn off my comm,
probably a good idea.
and then I'm going to suggest we move somewhere slightly different.
Good idea.
Incoming Thor shot avoided.
Yeah, if that's a suggestion, I move us further. I guess if there's a way that we could get completely different from where we are, but still within range to be able to do everything we want to.
Yep, you can do that. You relocate the van.
Either, in the best case, this is a matrix shadow going in blind to a building with possibly multiple security operators in it, or we are being set up.
Or this person might not have a good secure house.
I don't buy a security professional being this.
Diendre turns, looks at Dexxx, and then just stares flatly at him until he stops talking.
Like the end of the words are just like cut off.
Just sort of trail off quietly.
Yeah, they just like kind of fizzle.
I think Diendre crosses her arm before she turns back to the rest of the Grimm. That's the dumbest thing you said.
Sorry.
Okay. We know that there are. Wait, has Grace come back and told us about the magic dogs?
Nope, not yet.
Well, we heard howling, so
Yeah, you all heard the howling. It was one of the very first things.
there are either wolves, unlikely, or there are guard dogs.
And Grace feels a slight nervousness as she remembers some things she's seen. That's a total red herring, but I figured I'd throw.
Thank you. We love it when the DM gives us red herrings. You're beautiful.
Is there any kind of information on this barn? Maybe the barn's actually what we need to be looking.
That's true, but it's also a barn. I don't think I can hack a barn.
Yeah, but it could have been repurposed.
Well, okay. We can go in blind, or we can trust the information that has been provided to us by this super sketchy network that might have traced it.
So, Paul,
Yes.
what are spy tools? Spy tools. Speak up.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, it's like spray on nanites.
Not nanites.
Paul has expressed great disdain for nanites.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking. Can I use? What's the loudest sound I can?
Nanites?
Yeah, the speak up.
Does
What?
does-
Acoustic.
what's the rule on it?
It just says they can create they can broadcast whatever the agent has programmed them to say, as well as they can be spontaneously reprogrammed wirelessly. They can project small two-dimensional images. They can be triggered wirelessly, and the rating of the device is the numbers of hours. Then it allows a +1 to intimidation and infiltration checks.
If I wanted to get really technical with this, I would argue that it's likely well, it depends on how many. You know what? I'm thinking too hard about this. Never mind.
I really hate nanites, to be honest. I don't want to take something away from you that you've invested money in.
Here, I would rather them not be nano. Maybe they can just be like small bugs.
Yeah, if you had some small microphones or bugs or,
That's what I was kind of thinking if they were. I don't really like the spray-on nanites idea either.
I mean, you could give them, ugh.
I have gone over the nanites thing with Paul.
Also, like, if they're spray-on, they're obviously in like an aerosol gun, right? Spraying them,
Yeah.
then that makes noise. And I mean, like,
Yeah.
it's obviously that you're using speak up to like test to like set up an area for you to infiltrate it, or set up an area for you to exfiltrate easier. And like spraying with an aerosol can isn't the best to do that, I don't think.
Yeah,
So
I
think
don't really like any of
I'm
it.
also a little confused why you would use this over just like a speaker.
It was in Spy Toys, and it specifically says
We should basically say, for the money you've invested, you've got, X number of speaker microphones, and you could even give them to Grimm and have him deliver them via drone if you wanted. What's the smallest drone that you've got?
Well, I got the mini drone.
So you could definitely deliver them, and if there's a window open or something like that, you could potentially even fly a mini drone or a micro drone into the house.
Yeah,
Or
if
the
you wanted to
barn.
put them on the drone, like
Oh, I was thinking about like putting them in places to cause a distraction later for exfiltration or to improve like inside the house.
You could give them to Grimm and have him try to deliver them via drone, and then it would basically be up to Grimm and his piloting skills or his drone's piloting softs to deliver them.
Hey, the one time I got to use that, I made an ace. So just saying.
So are we talking about them being like not handheld devices anymore? If in this case,
Very small. I mean, if we're basically going to substitute them for nanites, then they're not like microscopic.
they're like quarters.
Yeah, or
Or-
potentially even smaller.
That's kind of So like that's kind of what I was thinking they were. My biggest question is like,
You could, they could, if they're attached to a surface, they could potentially set up some kind of resonance, turning the surface itself into a speaker or a microphone.
Yeah, if you want, I could attach them to my mini drone, and then I could just follow you in.
how loud is your drone?
I mean, it's a mini drone. I wouldn't think that it's super loud. Is there a way for me to look at that?
You'd be rolling stealth rolls.
If I want to give a jocular answer, I'd say as loud as a vacuum cleaner in flight.
For the, no, but for a mini drone?
No, they're not that loud.
It's still got like a motor in it. I think Diendre would be comfortable carrying them in herself.
A little whizzing. Is there? I guess I gotta look. Is there any like super silent drones that are aircraft?
I honestly don't think that they're that loud.
There are specifically drones that are meant for spying and spy toys
And spy
and
toys?
spy games. Let me find it, page 60 or something. Yeah, here they are.
What page?
Yeah, they have, some of them have like sensor packs, helium coding, and group sensors arrays. Here, I'll pull out the page. I like the blob, it's funny.
The blob?
The blob. It's a membrane-like canister filled with magneto solution and micro cameras.
I think we overlooked the barn in this scenario.
Maybe. We were told that it was specifically in that house, though.
I'm getting
I
spooky vibes.
I didn't know that.
It does feel a lot like a trap.
You weren't told that. You were simply told that there is a file
on the premises.
or a dossier on the premises that you need to retrieve. You weren't even told whether it was hard copy or digital. You were just told that you would recognize it when you found it.
I wonder if Cecile needs to look at that in the Matrix to see if there's anything like that. Because this could be a snatch and grab.
Yeah, I
without
was
even
going
being-
to ask, especially if like I could see a list of all subscribed devices to the home network, but honestly, with everything we've seen, I'm pretty sure the home network is a
Like, I mean, you know how people have like Nest cams just for the feel good? Like, it's not actually going to stop anything. The doorbell cam. It's like, maybe that's the scenario that we're dealing with.
maybe. It is
I mean,
an old
it's a-
house.
I mean, yes, they would have to do a lot of extra work to bring it up to today's standards, or not today, but you know what I mean.
I think I am on the side of this. Home security, home network is just complete fungus. It's not real. So,
But there is good camera coverage in the house, so we think.
not really. I mean,
Can you put it back on the other?
we don't actually know.
Honestly, my feeling that we should just go smash and grab on this is like, listen, the last time you pulled out the grenade launcher, it worked, didn't it?
It only worked because we had like the massive element of surprise.
Yeah.
And you got a good roll.
We did get a very good roll.
And I'm saying that, okay, well, since we do need to get something from here, maybe it's a bad idea to blow it up. But
Yeah.
that didn't stop you the first time.
What we needed out of that vehicle was not something from it. Simply, like, we needed it to be public. We needed what was in it to be public enough for us to view it and for other people to view it and for us to... If we could have done that in any other way, I think that would have been better. Because we do have now a lot of heat back because of that.
The Topps Company, Inc. has sole ownership of the names, logo, artwork, marks, photographs, sounds, audio, video, and/or any proprietary material used in connection with the game Shadowrun. The Topps Company Inc. has granted permission to the Hard Knocks Sorority podcast to use such names, logos, artwork, marks, and/or any proprietary materials for promotional and informational purposes on its website, but does not endorse and is not affiliated with the Hard Knocks Sorority podcast in any official capacity whatsoever. The music for the Hard Knocks Sorority podcast was written and performed by Trace Mineral. The Hard Knocks Sorority podcast is licensed under a Creative Commons License 4.0, meaning you are welcome to use the material as long as you give us credit.
A college girl's curiosity, she started it all. Love the guidance style of a dangerous game. And there's a fear of on the run, trying to clear her name. Welcome to the Hard Knocks Sorority, where tech collides with arcane sorcery, fighting for truth under neon lights. They'll rise together through endless nights. Holly the boxer with a cyber edge. Her claws cut deep, she walks the razor's ledge. Chris from Equestria, tough yet kind. Facing a world that's so unrefined. Diendre searches a path of pain. Her brother's shadow in the acid rain. Brokov's revenge of endeavor revealed. He's using Cecile as a weapon concealed. Welcome to the Hard Knocks Sorority, where tech collides with arcane sorcery, fighting for truth under neon lights. They'll rise together through endless nights. The sprawl's alive, his pulse beats cold. In Auburn's hum where souls are sold. Tacoma's tides and Snohomish fields. Through danger and darkness, the fate is sealed. College going for the light she knew, but the shadows were in, she see it through. A mercenary's past, never far behind. A pony seeking the truth, a man of humanity. And now an ex-cop's quest, driving her to insanity. Welcome to the